Morning guys, traveling with Kev. It's Thursday morning here in Langkawi. Lori and I are just walking down to pick up our scooters for the day. Well, actually for 6 days. And as we were walking down, we never noticed this last night when we walked down there, but there's I'll call it a park. There's a herb garden here, there's rice fields, there's some objects to see, there's this really cool bridge. So we're just kind of going to meander our way through it on our way down to the scooter dude. And one of the things that I am interested in is how rice is actually grown and harvested. I've seen it planted in Cambodia, and I've seen it harvested or picked in Cambodia, but I don't know the processes. Like, I believe the rice itself is under that water, is a big long stem, and then it needs to be chopped into fine pieces, I think. So one of my quests here in the next month or so is to actually figure out how rice is processed. Well, that's interesting. So as I just spoke of wanting to learn about rice, we stumbled into the Rice Museum and just had a free tour from a local Malay woman, and she told us and showed us everything about how rice is planted and harvested and prepared. What a fascinating deal. And here they still use what they call water buffalo for dragging the plows and so on. Whereas, of course, in modern times, it's all done with machinery, but this particular plantation, they do it traditionally with all hand tools and the water buffalo. Very cool. So we're able to take you for a little stroll here to an actual rice paddy in this compound. As you can tell by my wife, it's probably somewhere around 37 to 39 Celsius. Yesterday, they say at 2 o'clock it peaked at about 44 to 45 Celsius. So it's hotter than the Hobbs of Hades here. This is pretty cool. It's a very cool facility. All sorts of stages of rice growth. What I did notice in the museum, they use a lot of straw to absorb the water. That's interesting. They use a lot of straw, bales and bales of straw to absorb the water so that they can harvest. Couldn't figure out why all the straw. And but now I know. So, and here's some new transplantable. So I still haven't really figured out why they start it and then they transplant them. Didn't really get a good explanation of how that sort of works, but as you can see, we're literally wandering through the middle of an active rice paddy field. Now see over here the color difference. This is starting to go brown, therefore it's getting ready to harvest. Very, very, very cool place. All right, so here we found another kind of an area. So they do a lot of tours here, and it's all set up very well for
Big wasp up there.
tourists.
Nest.
Wow. It's all set up for tourists. Please remove shoes. These are wasp nests up here, and already found a big one back there. I'm going to keep going because I don't need to get bit. Oh yeah, look at the size of the wasp nest up in there. Holy crap. Yeah, I can do without that today. All right, onward.